Good morning. Every month for the last, year and a half, I've been providing charts, graphs. They have all these great lines, and we try to make them colorful so that they're of interest to you. And this month, I looked at the numbers, and I thought, you know, some of these numbers aren't looking so good, but there's got to be a positive. So, I found the positive. And this morning, I went and I purchased 2 lottery tickets using the numbers. Because I thought, why not? What a better use of the numbers. Some of you say, I don't know how to explain it to my client. My clients don't get it. Well, I'll tell you what, it's real simple. I do the numbers every month. I'm now going to start buying lottery tickets because if we're not winning on the numbers, I'm going to win in the lottery. So here are the numbers. I bought Mega Million, 5, 7, 11, 17, 27, and the kicker, 13. So now what does that mean to you? Well, 5 represents an interest rate that's available today.
Yes.
Although, according to the back of the room, Mr. Jeff Marmer, yesterday for 2 hours, at a rate of 4.375 was available for 2 hours. Now, tell me here who can remember interest rates ever that low, 30-year fixed. Can't remember it. We weren't born then. I remember when I bought my first house, I don't remember what the interest rate was. I bought in January of 1980. My guess is it was probably somewhere between 12 and 14%. And I remember thinking, there's no way we'll ever see rates below 12, particularly when they ticked up. But today, when we're talking numbers of 5, I got a text message from my husband this morning who said, find out who's offering 4.5. I heard it's available. It's time to refi. I wrote back, you're married to a realtor. It's time to buy. So I said that to Sharon Fiegels, and she said, I got a great house for you. She wants to sell me her $1.7 million in Long Cove. I asked her if a 100-year mortgage would be available. I'm thinking the 30 years not going to work in my finances. Probably the 100-year would have better. 7 represents the percentage of membership that we are down from 1 year ago. 7% loss of membership. 11 represents the year-to-date dollar volume, so January through November, that we are down from same time last year. 17 represents the percentage of the year-to-date units sold that we are down from a year ago. And 27, which is an awfully high number, represents the percentage less from this November to last November of the number of units sold. So 27% less units were sold this November versus last November. You know, we can try to point to all kinds of things. There's no doubt that we would all agree, I believe, simply consumer confidence is low with the media, the economic bailout. And I was in Philadelphia this past weekend, bought the paper, and of course in their business section is an article with a map showing what areas have foreclosures, you know, what are the rates of foreclosure in the various counties around the Philadelphia area. Well, you know, when you're picking up the paper and you're looking at this stuff, it doesn't help when you're trying to decide, should I buy or sell real estate today? Because it's negative. And we do try to find the positive because there is positives. There are opportunities out there. As I was talking, Kay Edwards said, you know, life isn't over for us. People are still going to buy and sell houses. Our goal is to make sure we're the ones chosen for the job and to get the word out to the consumers. And that's what we're going to talk about today. You saw the notice of the meeting, and that was market conditions change, the source of good advice doesn't. And that really is the premise of what we're going to talk about today, is that we are the source of good advice. And if our clients don't know that we're the source of good advice, then we need to be the ones promoting ourselves as the source, as the trusted advisor, the source of good advice, and to make sure that we do it on a continual basis. It's more important now than ever to show our expertise, our knowledge, our experience, and provide them the information so that they can make the best decision, an informed decision of what's best for them, not only today, but also in the future. Real estate is a long-term investment. It's not something you buy, even though a lot of people were doing it, buying it, reselling it in a very short period of time. Some are realizing great profits. Others today are losing those homes because they overbought, and the economic conditions are such as they are today. So today's message is market conditions will change. The source of good advice does not. We need to make sure that we can help them make the right observations, the right decisions, and the right provisions that will influence their course of their future when buying and selling real estate. For sellers, we keep talking about it, but the message is still the same. Pricing is absolutely crucial. Prices have fallen over the last 2 years. They may continue to fall, hopefully more slowly than what they have been, but the fact remains that housing prices have fallen. I know I talked with an agent last week who did a CMA for a home that someone purchased a year ago, and they were going to probably list about $15,000 less than what they paid for it a year ago. That's reality. But what's interesting, recently Zillow, and I know some of you are familiar with Zillow, Zillow.com, which is a housing value website. They did a survey recently, and 62% of the sellers felt that their property had appreciated over the past year. Now, where are these sellers living? Where are they getting their news? Where are they getting their information? And that's, again, why we need to be the source of good advice. We are the source of good advice, but the fact is 62% of those people, sellers, felt that their properties had appreciated. You and I are both seeing it in some of these listings that are still coming on the market today that are overpriced. They're not priced to where they should be to sell in this market. But it's interesting when someone does a survey and it tells you why. They attribute the gap to not being familiar with what's going on in simple fact of denial. By the way, denial is not a river. Denial is something that we do as human beings. And it's important that, as the source of good advice, that we help those sellers get past denial, get into reality, and price their properties properly. For buyers, waiting for the right time to buy could kill them. Kill them in the sense of not taking advantage of the market. There is no question with today's news of a drop in interest rate, it is the right time to buy a home. And it's our job to inform those buyers that it is an incredible time to buy a home with favorable pricing, a wide choice of inventory, and of course the low interest rates.